G-Day everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Dev Between Layers. In this second part of our workflow system application, I will show you the UI that I have built to manage our workflows and also the infrastructure that I have created from behind in order to create workflows and execute them in a consistent way. So let's first have a look at the left side of this screen. Here we can create new workflows and also edit the existing ones. We have our register workflow from a previous episode. Here, as you can see, we can check the parameters that we associated to the Slack action inside this workflow, right? As you can see, we have our message parameter with a proper message with placeholders, which will be the name and the email of a user. But we also set as parameters the token ID and the channel ID. And remember these values that they were before in our .m file here in our project. We will store it directly in our workflows YAML file because for each workflow we may have different Slack actions and each one of them may use a different token ID and a Slack channel. So that's why if we check our workflows YAML file, this information will also be stored here. So now the question is, how does this workflow builder knows for each action uh, which kind of information needs to be set, right? So the answer to that, you can find it here in this actions folder that I have created. It does not only set the JS functions that trigger the information that we will do on each one of our services, but also I have stored an actions.yaml file, and in this file, for each one of the actions, you have the parameters that are mandatory or optional in each scenario, right? So for Slack, we have, for instance, the message parameter, the Slack token ID, and the Slack channel ID as mandatory, right? So let's see how this workflow builder uh, works. Let's try to create a new workflow. We will call this workflow notify, and then in this workflow we will create yes, a new Slack channel because the Telegram is still not available. We will uh, we will show how to integrate with Telegram in the next video. Here in this section, as we can see, we can configure our Slack message and token. Here we will use just test, test, and test for each of the values just to see how it works. If we click add action, then we can check by clicking in the action we created the information that we just stored. And then if we click preview and save, then here it will show us the workflow as it will be stored in our workflows YAML file. So let's check if this works or not. Let's click to save workflow. And here I have the debugger set. Here, as you see, we are inside the workflows post resource. And here inside append workflow, we see that what it does is it loads the new workflow that we want to append to the workflows.yaml file, and then we load the existing workflows.yaml file. We already set the new notify objects inside it, and in this line here, what we do is If the new workflow doesn't exist, it's just appended to the workflows.yaml, and if it does, it just overwrite the content, right? If we finish the process, now here it says the workflow has been saved successfully, okay, and then if we check our workflow.yaml file, then as you see, a new notify workflow has been created here with dummy values, of course, so we are not going to use this. Let's have a look at the second part of our UI, which is the workflow executor. Here, we have also we have still the option to send our workflow executions through a client like Postman, but what I have done is here to be able to do the same as well. So here we can select a workflow, and for instance, we will select register, and here in the request body, I will just paste the same information that we used in our previous episode, the name and the email. And here, the workflow execution, let's see if it generates a new message inside our general test.yaml. These ones are old. I will eliminate them. So yeah, this one here is the message we sent in our previous episode. So let's try here to execute a workflow. And here I have the debugger set. As you see here, I am loading a Slack object with the specific information that we need for this Slack execution, like the information we have set in our workflows YAML file. Here we use the information in this Slack object to set up the web client to send information to Slack. And here in this piece, what we do is replace the placeholder with the actual information that we provided in our request body. So let's see what it happens now. Our Slack object has the placeholder in the message parameter, but after this, here we can see that our Slack message has the dummy information of our request body. And here we already send the information to Slack, and we can see if we continue that a message has been sent to Slack successfully. If we go back to our Slack channel, then you can see that this information, this message has been sent just moments ago. So yeah, that's good news. That's good news because now we have an infrastructure that can escalate to add new integrations, and in such a way that we can just add more integrations like if they were plugins. And in this way, we have a consistent UI and also a consistent server app, server application that allows you to add more integrations for new workflows on the go. If you like the content of this channel, please consider subscribing to my channel, and also don't forget to click the like button and share your thoughts. Thank you for your support, and see you in a next video.